Well, you're gonna believe us, we're now gonna believe us, we're now gonna believe us, the Clarets are going up. Hello everybody, JB here with a big review today of Burnley 2, Sheffield United 1, and Burnley promoted back to the promised land of milk and honey, along with Leeds United next season. What a bloody, oh god, what a night last night. Absolutely. Oh, that night, I'll tell you something, that 90 minutes last night, it felt like 5 hours. It really did. Watching it unfold on national television, watching it last night, I felt like I've died a million deaths. I feel rough this morning, to be honest with you, all that partying I did. But I'll tell you something, it was tense from whistle one to the final, from whistle one to the last whistle. From first to last whistle, I should say. It was absolutely unbelievable. You know, it had more turns in it than Silverstone, because it was like, just how can I put it? It was just a very, very tense game. Scott Parker started with the same team that came from behind to beat Watford on Good Friday. So he didn't. My brother and I watched it together, and we thought that Josh Clarets should have started alongside Josh Cullen, as we deduced that he would have added a bit more steal and bite. Now, as it turned out, the permutations were this: Leeds would go up if we drew themselves. Burnley and Leeds could go up if we won. So, and Sheffield United could sneak back in it if they beat Burnley last night. So the permutations were there, and they were laid out in black and white. So we're going to the match. It was a tough game. It was a really tough game. They had a chance right at the start. Kiefer Moore hitting one inside the area. Thankfully he didn't hit it as cleanly as he would have liked, and Trafford was able to save it. And I thought, bloody hell, that was a shaky old start, you know what I mean? It was like, you know, I thought we were a bit haphazard at the start, but then we grew into the game and we started frustrating Sheffield United a little bit, limiting them to long range shots and the like. And then in the 25th minute, the breakthrough finally arrives, and the free kick was a foul by Gus Armour. He knows that it's a foul, and he knew it was a bookable offence. But before that, there was a fantastic challenge from Zian Fleming to win the ball originally. He just gets back there, and he's almost like Tony Adams in his Arsenal heyday, just hooks his legs around the side, and he just takes the ball so cleanly. No contact with the player whatsoever. It's one of those old-fashioned centre-forward slide tackles. It was just unbelievably brilliant, and it was brilliant, and it led to the free kick. And it was some good play actually. Everyone was expecting for it to be floated and hoisted into the penalty box, and as it turned out, the ball was played to the right hand side. Edwards cuts inside, and he gets the angle for the cross from the right hand side, knocks it in left footed. It comes to a couple of lucky ricochets for us, breaks so kindly for Josh Cullen, gets his shot in. Cooper and the Sheffield United goals can't hold it, and who was first on the scene? Only our skipper, only Joshy Brownhill to knock in the rebound. It was absolutely superb, fantastic goal, wonderful moment for us. And I thought, well, it didn't settle any nerves, obviously, because it was a tough old, we still had at least 35, 40 minutes still to play. But I felt at the time that we just about edged it, but there wasn't a lot in it, I thought, because Sheffield United, they're still, whilst it's mathematically not impossible, they're going to fight and scrap their way out of it. So, they've got to, so we had to still be on our mettle. We had to be on our mettle all the way through, because it was, nothing was cut and blow dry. So we had to just, as I say, be on our guard, be on our mettle. Unfortunately, the Burnley defence, Sheffield United, did not read the script and equalised. I have to be honest with you, I thought the referee was absolutely poor in this passage of play, because down the other end, I'm very, very convinced We should have had a free kick. I think it was a foul on Ian Fleming, and it looked a very, very naughty challenge. But referee David Webb, for whatever reason, I'm sure he'll have his reasons for it. I didn't agree with the decision. Felt it was a clean tackle. I didn't think it was a clean tackle. But anyway, still does not excuse the defending, really. You know, we had umpteen chances to clear our lines. We didn't. Ball gets played on the left hand side. The ball plays into Tommy Cannon, and to be fair, he's onside. I thought he was off at first on the first angle. It looked as if it was, but when you look at it from the other angle, the 18-yard camera, he's clearly a yard onside. He's clearly a yard onside, so fair play to him. And he absolutely hoists this ball. He's just hits it, and he goes right upwards. And there's no way. Some people had to go at James Trafford yesterday for not saving that. I'm sorry. How is he going to save a rocket shot like that at his near post? Cannon's hit it with so much ferocity. There's not a lot Trafford could have done about it. To be fair, it was a great finish. I can't deny him that, because it was like, you know, we knew it was going to. Listen, we all knew it was going to be a tough old match. This wasn't going to be any Leeds United 6-0 romping episode, you know, like they did earlier in the day. You know what I mean? Let's make no mistake about it. Sheffield United weren't there to make up any numbers last night. They were going to fight, they were going to scrap, they were going to do this and they were going to do that. I'd expect them to do that, and sure enough they did. And for that you've got to give them credit. I just felt so deflated, but I felt angry with the referee, because I felt that we should have had a free kick about 75 seconds before that. But we played to the whistle. You know, you play on, you play, and you play on with the game, and it's not as if we had no chance of trying to stop them. We had 3-4 chances of getting it clear and getting it down the other end of the field, and we just didn't. And sadly, we paid the price for it. But I'm not going to dish Trafford, because there's no way he was going to save it, near post or not. That was rocket. That was a rocket. No goalkeeper in the world could have saved that. So I'm not having any fans that criticise Trafford for that. I'm sorry, I'm just not. So it's 1-1. You know, we had 2 penalty shouts, one given, one not. Having looked at the original one was Ian Fleming. I must admit, at the time I thought it was a penalty, and having looked at a couple of replays after that, excuse me, I still felt it was a penalty, because there was contact. But then having looked at it again on a rerun last night on ITVX, I felt, I actually think, looking at it again, I think the referee probably just got that just about right. It was, you know, I think Fleming just overreacted a little bit, possibly. Looking at it again when I watched it back on ITVX last night, but it is what it was. And then it didn't matter, because 2 minutes later we get that penalty. Hannibal, who can I just say something about Hannibal? I don't know why he's getting so much hate on Twitter. I don't honestly I can't believe the hate he's getting on Twitter by fans. Yes, he can be a little bit of a wind-up merchant. Yes, he can be this. Yes, he can be a little bit dirty at times. I admit that. But his value to Burnley Football Club this season cannot be ignored. And he's a very cultured player. When he gets on the ball, honestly, he's a cultured footballer. He's really, you know, he's a good player. I think people need to give a bit more respect to him, because I feel like, you know, listen, I've criticised him at times. You know, the game against Stoke where he got stupidly sent off, you know, it was unforgivable. But, you know, he's had so much this last 3 or 4 months to deal with. When you think about the racism row with Osmajic at Preston, when you think about all that pressure of all that incident that he's had to endure, and yet here he is, he's turning in 7 out of 10s every week. So a bit more respect, please, from every other football fan to Hannibal's name. That is absolutely disgraceful. The way Hannibal, I mean, some of the Sheffield United fans, yes, our greats because you've lost, you've missed out on you know, you've got to go in the playoffs. I understand your disappointment, And if it had been us, we'd have felt the same disappointment. But there's no need to slag off Hannibal. He did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a bit of gamesmanship. There's nothing wrong with a bit of a wind-up, Merchant. But I'm going to come to the penalty, because Sheffield United tried to kick off about that. You know, so if they want to talk about Hannibal winding things up, they try to wind us up on the penalty. So double standards, Sheffield United fans. Sorry, that's just how it is. So the penalty, it's a penalty. Hannibal is taken out by Asmohonic, or whatever they call him. It's an unpronounceable name. It's a silly tackle. It's a penalty. And in my opinion, he should have been sent, well, not sent off, but he should have been at least booked. Because it was. He got none of the ball. He got a lot of Hannibal. It's a penalty. You can't, no one can say or do anything like that. It was a penalty. And now this is where I have issue with Sheffield United. They tried to claim that Brownhill had put the ball not on the spot properly. He was on the line. It was on the whitewash, I'm sorry, it was. I'm sure if it was your team that had the penalty, you'd have tried exactly the same. You'd have tried exactly the same thing. I'm not having that. And then apparently they've scuffed the penalty spot up. I don't know why professionals do that. It's a penalty. Shut up, get on with the game, and just get on with it. You know, the penalty's been given against you. There's no VAR to save you. Just, you know, just get on with it. Anyway, so after a delay that felt like it was actually a minute, but it felt like 4 hours, Brownhill's eventually taking the penalty, and wow, what a penalty that was. Right, sign of his right foot, bang, like that, and he goes, he sends Cooper the wrong way, goes beautifully into the near right hand corner. It's a wonderful penalty, just stroked it in. No nonsense, no buts, no maybes. Nice, smooth, silky penalty. 2-1, brilliant. And that was the score at half time, you know, and we're thinking another 45 minutes. You know, I was like, I just couldn't stand it, so I had to get the kettle on, didn't I? Because the first half I got through. I don't know how I got through it without a coffee, because coffee's my go-to stress release. And anyway, so second half begins, coffee in hand, and it was all the same. Sheffield United had to go for it. I think by the midway point of the second half, Sheffield United were, I think, had about something like six forwards on the pitch. So, but we weren't gonna. I think Parker brought on 6 defenders to counteract it. Yes, it wasn't pretty to watch second half, I'll admit. You know, it was a very, very tough, very, very tense second half. And my nails were bitten right to the brim. Not that they were already, but it was like, just honestly, you know, we ran down the clock professionally. We did well. I thought it was a good second half. I didn't think there was any real stoppages. Yeah, there were substitutions, but I think there were about 3 minutes worth of. I mean, they should have just added 3 minutes on. There were just substitutions that were stoppages. There were no actual injuries. There were no actual injuries in the game, and yet the fourth official, in his infinite wisdom, gives 6 minutes, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute. That really frustrated me, because I felt there were never 6 minutes there at the end last night. Let's have it bloody right, you know what I mean? Let's have it, you know. But nevertheless, we've gone out there. We went out there and we performed like, I mean, listen, Chris Kamara would say beavers. We played like lions last night. Esteve, nothing got past him. CJ had a decent game. I thought Lucas Perez did well, did a lot of the dirty work. Hannibal, you expected that. Brownhill probably got man of the match, I think, for his two goal blasters. The tractor's just about to go past me now. He's following me around the bloody corner. You know, there were so many heroic performances. Yes, we're not the most prettiest team to watch at times. Yes, we're not pleasing on the eye to some neutrals, but I don't give a stuff. The fact is, we're second. We're going to finish in the top 2. Now, you know, we can relax with weekend. I'm not worried about whether Leeds or Rose win the title or not. To me, that's irrelevant. What is relevant to us? what's relevant to me is that we're in the Premier League next season. We're going to Villa Park, we're going to Old Trafford, we're going to Etihad, we're going to Anfield, we're going to Tottenham Hotspur. You're going to all these wonderful venues and cathedrals of football, or we don't have to go to Oxford or the Kazan Stadium. We don't have to go to, you know, places like the racecourse ground if they go up, or the Brixton go up, or Deepdale or Ewood anymore. You know what I mean? Well, unless Blackburn Rovers actually end up getting in the playoffs, which I can't see happening. So that's my take on it. And I'm just pleased we're up. Thank you very much for watching. Burnley are there. Might not have been pretty, but we're there. Come on, Burnley! Well done, the Clarets. Well done, Scott Parker. Well done, the lads. What a season! But honestly, whatever will happen in the Premier League will not compare to the tension and the stress that we all had to go through last night. But we're there and we've made it. 2-1 winners. See you all next season in the Premiership. Take care. See you later.